Welcome to the Intel Extreme Masters. This is the Season 5 Group Stage Round 1, and we're currently on the server with Chance and Zeal, aka Joe Fire, but we also have Rafa and Sparks about to play. So we are going to find out whether or not Rafa Sparks can wait for us, and if not, we're going to switch over to the Rafa Sparks game. Welcome to Quake Live TV. I'm Grease Scotsman. And we are about to get underway in just a few moments. Another thing you'll notice is that hopefully right now, if you're watching this stream, you have a really good internet connection, because we're actually streaming in 1.5 megabits at the moment, which is a bit more, a bit higher quality than what we normally do. However, we will be having a low quality stream, a restream today. So for those of you that don't quite have the internet chops in order to handle the quality of this stream, then we will be passing on a secondary URL to you, I believe, so that you can catch all the action on a slightly reduced quality stream, which would basically be around roughly what we do, normally do, around 900 kilobit per second. So welcome everyone. How is Jahar and Slava today?
I think we're all tired. I know you've been working a hell of a lot on the QuakeCon VODs, but everybody take that as a note that they are coming. It's a lot of work.
Yeah. And can you crank down your mic there?
Oh, sure.
You're kind of peaking quite a bit. Thanks.
All right. Well, Slava was telling me otherwise.
Well, he was wrong.
Damn it, Slava. But. Well, okay, fine. But you weren't here, so yeah. But yeah, we're going to be seeing a lot of awesome matches. The groups are going to be taken care of both today and tomorrow. It's going to be kind of an all-day thing both these days, but I think we're all ready for it. We're all prepped for it. And, you know, top 8 players going to New York. I think this is a very exciting time for Quake Live, a very exciting time for all these players. I'm excited. I will admit it has been a long week where there's been a lot going on. This has kind of been a killer weekend for coverage. There's, WCG stuff going on right now. Fish is down there in LA at the moment, but he might be hopping on to this later tonight. But beyond that, there was Warsaw Dual Cups yesterday. Tonight there's going to be a bit more Urban Terror with FTWGL. And actually, I don't know if you caught this last week, but CPMA, we've been able to do a little bit of coverage with that, and it's really exciting. And all the people involved are rather excited about it as well. So there's going to be more CPMA coming your way as well. So a whole smorgasbord of professional gaming, a whole smorgasbord of competitive gaming, and I love it.
All right, guys. Normally we sort all this stuff out, but actually, yeah, you sound better now. But I usually sort all this stuff out before we go live. But quite frankly, I've been trying to take the week off. So, trying is the operative word. Okay, guys, I'm getting word that we have to start both matches, so we're gonna switch over to Sparks Rafa. So let's go do that. Assuming that the server's up. I think the important thing is that I want to go see how the kind of shape that Raph is in. So even if he's going to beat the pants off of Sparks, that's what we need to go watch.
Well, right now it looks like they're still getting warmed up. I'm not sure if maps have been picked yet. But Sparks, I've really enjoyed the amount of involvement he's been having, and he's just been getting better and better. And Rafa is tuned in apparently right now, I guess. Sparks is wondering, who the hell are you talking to? But yeah, I really enjoyed the participation from Sparks, both at QuakeCon. Really great guy to meet, really great attitude, and I want to see him go far. And here from SK Gaming, there's definitely a little bit of inter-team competition going on, and though Sparks is the favorite, this is still going to be a good game to kind of get us kicked off, I believe.
Alright, guys, I'm going to let them know that we are ready to go. Yeah, scheduling will be a bit interesting. Let's go ahead and talk about what will be happening, as we're going to see F3s out of these guys in just a few seconds. Tonight we have Rafa Sparks at the 6 o'clock hour. CZM versus Fleischer is going to be my pick for that one. But happening at the same time, we also have Destruct versus Vampire and Ray versus Everkill. Ray versus Everkill, actually, I think will be kind of an important game to watch. So if it is possible, we might try to get 2 games in there. At 7 o'clock, though, for those that are trying to plan out their evening, Rafa versus CZM is the only match. At that point, we no longer have matches that we need to try to figure out, you know, who plays when and whatnot. So it's basically one match per hour at that point. And so some of them, you know, we might not need to take the full hour, and hopefully we'll just keep things rolling pretty consistently. But by 7 o'clock, Rafa versus CZM. At 8, Vampire versus Griffin. Sparks versus Fleischer, also at 8. Let's see, Chance versus Ray. And then at 9, we only have 2 matches to worry about: Zeal versus Everkill and Dehang versus Fiend. And then 10 is going to be Fiend versus Galisac. So it should be really good times. But the way I see it is, you know, I like the fact that, you know, at 7, it's a very clear, only one choice, Rafa versus CZM. It's kind of the featured match, if you will. So looks like Sparks has picked ZTN, by the way. And do we mind if Avec watches?
Like, watch but don't touch, kind of, or?
Yeah. Apparently, Avec really wants to watch. He has a hard on for Rafa, apparently. But anyway, guys. So yeah, my picks for the night are obviously Rafa Sparks. At 6 o'clock, I want to see CZM Fleischer, and if we've got time for it, Ray versus Everkill. Also, Destruct versus Vampire. I don't know. I mean, I think we've seen Destruct kind of off and on. I think Vamp, on the other hand, would be facing a tough challenge there. So.
Sweet. So it looks like we're ready to get games kicked off here very soon. And so yeah, don't don't forget to tune in tomorrow night. We're going to be kicking things off a little bit earlier, but it's going actually
a little bit later.
It's going to be a little bit later, but yeah. But you know, work-wise, I thought it was earlier because of work and all that jazz. But you know,
it'll feel earlier.
It's going to be, yeah, definitely.
Look at that.
It'll be a lot of really sweet games, and we've actually got the schedule for that as well. So yeah, just sit back, enjoy the ride. I know I will.
Yeah.
And Rafa's going to take us for one.
Yep, and so here we are on Lost World. I'm going to let them know that we are ready to go. And this, of course, is being a map without a railgun. Lightning gun tends to sort of reign supreme, but as we saw just moments ago, Rafa's rockets are incredible, and you can definitely line them up and knock them down with a good rocket aim. So I'm going to let them know that we are ready to go. So we can kick off the group stage of the Intel Extreme Masters Season 5. Sparks versus Rafa, and there is the final F3. We have begun the countdown on Lost World. Here we go, Jahar, take us away.
Sure thing, gonna get kicked off here. We're watching Sparks, but it's gonna be both of these guys making a rush out for the rocket launcher. Sparks is gonna be winning out on that fight, taking a bit of MG cess along the way, but there's Rafa picking up second rocket launcher. Wow. And you can see the aggression coming from Rafa, wanting to kick him out of here, and it's gonna be a mutual frag, leaving both rocket launchers down below. Rafa is gonna be spawning by Mega, which won't be back up for a few more seconds. Sparks with the first red armor.
Yeah, Sparks with the best spawn he could think of, because not only does he get the red armor, he also has a chance to keep Rafa away from the RL for a moment, and then he can back off and get the only lightning gun in play at the moment. So that's kind of a really huge deal for Sparks. He's given up the height advantage, though, and so that actually, look again, Rafa dropping in for the second time right in front of Sparks. Very ballsy. We do see Rafa collecting red armor. Sparks is able to fall back to the mega health, but I think, you know, we've already seen our first mistake of the game there. Sparks giving up that...
there's a second one.
Yeah, Sparks giving up that upper ground and really exposing himself to all kinds of torment from Rafa from above, and there is frag number 2. Of course, that first frag was the mutual one, so the first bona fide frag going to Rafa at as we pass the first minute 10. Minute 15 here.
Yeah, but after that first frag, you know, as you mentioned, Sparks really had the spawn advantage there, especially with Mega already being gone. Rafa had nothing to work with for a few more seconds, so there were some opportunities there from Sparks to really keep the pressure on Rafa, but by letting off at that moment, he let Rafa get a foothold on the map, and that's not something you want to let Rafa do at this point, and now Sparks is starting to pay for it. Rafa, red armor, Mega health, both of them in his hands, heading back through the teleporter. There's a little bit of spam coming out here from Sparks, but it's mostly going to be late at this point, just kind of keeping his distance, seeing if he can get some of the shots in, but so far they're kind of whiffing on by, not really meeting their intended mark.
The LG is really strong from Rafa there. Took a few seconds to start connecting, but once it did, the beautiful tones filling my ears of that wonderful hit beep. Oh, how I love it. And Sparks goes down for the 4th time. Rafa now really having full control, locking Sparks in, faking the rocket jump, and it totally pays off. Sparks falls for it completely, and Rafa just cleans up. 5-1 now. And I think we're about to see a full lockdown here. Rafa's about to hop up and check to find Sparks. Going to take this armor. Oh, actually, Sparks is able to collect it, but Rafa's about to get the kill. And, of course, here comes Mega in 5. Rafa has perfect... oh, actually, Sparks is going to try to muscle his way in here, thanks to his spawn near the shotgun. And it's going to be good enough to push Sparks off for the first time. Yeah. So, you know, sort of a lucky spawn situation there for Sparks, but he's able to use it to his advantage and get the first semblance of a recovery here for him. Now 5 frags down as we pass the 7-minute mark.
Yeah, that last frag from Rafa was really nice, LG. My God. And Sparks is not able to return with the rockets, and that is definitely hurting him a lot in these situations. And in places where it would be kind of tit for tat, Sparks is ending up taking a lot more damage. Rafa lost timing on the red, though, and he's going to end up being way too late to that. And now he's actually got nothing. Sparks, if he doesn't do any damage here, I'm going to be a little surprised. But that last frag from Rafa, that really had to be a place for Sparks to just kind of take a breath and just kind of recenter himself. And so far with that spawn, I mean, that was a good start. It was a window of opportunity, and Sparks is more than happy to crawl through it.
Yeah. All right, guys. So right now, you know, Rafa, I think, is just going to, we can see he picked up 1 yellow armor. He's going to shard up here, and he's going to make his way over potentially for the other yellow armor. Actually, he may be muscling in on the red because he realizes that Sparks is not in center where he should be. So Rafa knows he's got enough armor. 150 is plenty to at least pick a fight, and he does so. He's going to look for an exit. Sparks rocket jumps out.
Not for very long.
Yeah, and that was actually a really nice play by Sparks. And he's going to repeat it here. So I have to say Sparks just played that really well. Rafa, though, still trying to get in on Mega. Not quite sure which entrance Sparks is going to be taking. He's actually down below near the shotgun and makes his way in. Again, muscling Rafa off of Mega. But you can see Rafa's patience, though. He just says, fine, I will go and get what I can get. That's going to be 1 yellow armor. I'm almost in time for the red, but not quite. But I didn't really suffer enough damage. So that's why we're seeing Rafa here, you know, still trying to play for these yellows. And he's just trying to make sure that he's not putting himself in a terrible situation, trying to get up to a decent armor stack so he can make a solid attack. And this is the perfect time to do it because there's going to be a trade between red and Mega if things go well.
The only problem here from Sparks, though, is that while he's had some really nice defensive angles on some of the items, he really, very nice. He hasn't been able to put the pressure on Rafa, you know, in places other than the major items. He hasn't been able to do enough damage to kind of keep Rafa on his toes, giving Rafa a lot of comfort, a lot of ability to go aggressive for these items repeatedly. And it was just a matter of time before Sparks, you know, just didn't get that lucky hit. And so now it is 7-1, and we're over halfway through this. Rafa is looking to be back in charge of the map.
Yeah, and he really did a fantastic turnaround. A little bit of whiff of that first shot, but the second shot will do the trick. 8-1 now, and I agree that Sparks didn't really take advantage of the opportunities that were given, but part of that I have to say is just Rafa being true to himself and, you know, being the kind of guy where he's really not flustered at all by being out of control, you know?
Right.
Rafa has shown us time and time again that he is so capable, especially on Lost World, to very calmly take what he has available to him. In this case, bye-bye, Sparks. In this case, it was yellow armors, and use those to basically get his way back into the game and figure out where his opponent's going to go. And, he couldn't get... I mean, we did see, you know, Sparks was able to get that red armor, but Rafa said, fine, you know, you're going to do what you can to try to control those big items. I am going to absolutely punish you until, honestly, your stack is meaningless, and I can easily get the frag, and at that point, I've got control of the map back. So, Rafa is showing us that he is Rafa.
Well, when Rafa's hitting, 32%